Black Ram 313 back at it again because you know this is therapeutic, man. Back again with another therapy session. I am your therapist, and I am also in therapy. So walk with me, if you will. Now, the subject matter today, the title of this video is She Loves the Pain of Love. Yes, today I want to talk to you about love. I understand that this video may not be for some of you. Black Ram 313, I can describe myself to a degree as being soulful, emotional. In fact, I am very emotional. And I love love. This is an addiction. Can I talk about this today in therapy, my own therapy session? And I understand if you are tough, super red pill, you are completely over women, then sincerely, I would say congratulations to you, honestly and sincerely. But some of us are not there yet, myself included. There are many levels to red pill, those who are still involved in relationships, those who are in long-term relationships, those who are still dating, and also those who have evolved and have broken their addiction and their desire completely to the female. And on this channel, I try to include all levels and aspects of the red pill. That is my challenge to myself. How well I communicate that is up to you. But for me, that is the goal. Therapy, to speak on every aspect of relationships and dating in the modern era, and how to navigate through the muck and the mire that is modern relationships, and to navigate that on each level of the red pill. So that is the goal of this channel, and as well as awareness. Check out the Ibmore tenets on our website, Introspective Black Men of Reform. Shout out to all my Ibmore brothers. But I'm still in therapy. I am still addicted to her. I do want to love her, but it is becoming a bit more difficult to do so. The more you know about the female psyche, about her tactics, her shaming, her manipulation, her greed, her evil, the less attractive she becomes. But there still is a biological and emotional element to her appeal, in which is difficult, to say the least, to shake. You're drawn in by the feminine, by the soft voice, by the curves, by the complexion, the softness of those who have such softness. There is still a deep allure. If it was not so, would we be listening to Black Ram 313 or anyone in the manosphere still? If it were not so, would there be any need for therapy? If it was easy to do, would you ever listen to content like this at all? There is no lying in therapy. Again, there is no lying in therapy. Let's be honest. So this video will be a journey into the heart and mind of the female as it is related to the male. A journey into female psycho and social behavior. Black Ram 313 is a student of the biblical text, a student of female nature, a student of science, a student of life. And this is what I have to share based off of my observations and study, to present to you the understanding of the mind and heart of the female. She loves the pain of love. To the woman, again, she loves the pain of love. When I speak of love on the part or on behalf of the female, I'm speaking specifically of her emotions. Deep emotions. Not love in its purest and its truest sense. Love that can only be experienced in the hearts of men. And when I say that, I mean the love of the Most High Himself. Because women have a different form of love. A love based off of emotion. Because the emotion is where she lives. Although men are emotional, such as myself, she lives there completely and utterly and completely. She lives within the context and confines of her own feelings constantly and consistently. For it is the emotions and how she feels that dictates everything. Her every action is that of emotion. In fact, there is nothing or no one or no thing, not even God Himself, is more important than how she feels. And as we know, the danger in that, and the reason why no female should lead you as a male, is because those emotions can be controlled and manipulated, specifically by society and the media. And in the scriptures, Satan himself. So since she lives there, her emotions are the most important thing to her. She experienced the world only through her feelings, emotional feelings. So when I speak of love on her part, or her loving, I'm speaking of her emotions toward you. Again, we know that she cannot love on the same level as a man can love. For she is the receiver of love, not the giver. She receives attention. She receives light. She receives energy. You have the instrument. She has the bass. She is penetrated. You are giving yourself to her. She is taking part of you. She can only receive. Rare is the female who can give of anything of herself to anyone. She looks to take. This is her nature. This is her biological and psychological makeup. The nature of the beast. She can do no other. So this is what I mean when I say love. I don't want you to get it twisted. To know love is, in a sense, to know kindness. But kindness, to know it, you must experience cruelty. Out of pain comes joy and joy out of pain. In order to experience pain, you have to have had experienced joy. In order to experience joy, you have to have had experienced pain. Balances both the negative and the positive. As human beings, we cannot experience one without the other on this particular plane of existence here and now. To know happiness is to know sorrow. Closeness must be met with distance. Stability must be met with instability and must be put in comparison to such. In fact, as she experienced the world, reliability and predictability is a boring thing. For her, love must be challenging at all times. It must be balanced with the opposing force. She needs the opposite of love. Do we understand what the opposite of love is? The opposite of love does not begin with an H. The opposite of love begins with an I. That I stands for indifference. Not caring. That is the opposite of love. To experience love, you must experience its opposite in order to gain a greater appreciation and understanding and experience and emotion of love. If you're not giving her that, you are boring. The roller coaster ride of emotions produces love, even ecstasy. She must receive from you emotional content. This is how you maintain her interest, although we know interest is only temporal. This secretly induces love, or at least her perception of it. She has to feel you, your coldness and your heat. She needs your energy to feel alive. In fact, you can feel no more alive than through heartbreak and sorrow. Alleviated at a particular point by reconciliation, which leads to a deeper appreciation for the relationship. She can only know love, deep love, by being hurt by it. This is necessary. The man who can give her very high highs and very low lows is the one who will always have his hook in her. Particularly the man in the past that she cannot shake. For by the time a woman's in her 30s and 40s, there is always one who has penetrated her heart deeply. And while she lays next to the man that she has settled for, she thinks often of the experience of that deep emotion given to her by the man in the past who she will never be able to shake. And as he lies there next to her, he is lying next to a woman who has elements in her of deep emotions for a completely different man. His essence, his energy, his spirit is still within her. What a bad deal. I do feel sorry for you who lays next to her, because she's thinking of that man in the past who had his hook in her. See, the more she hurts, the more she knows that she loves you. Hurt feelings reveal the heart. In fact, she wants to feel a love so deep that it goes far down inside the cracks and crevices of the soul. She seeks a man of passion, someone to experience a wide array of emotions, feelings, deep ones at that. Again, she needs to feel alive. You have to give her deep emotions to make her feel it. Now, we know that men are emotional too. The difference is that men have the ability to put reason before emotions. Remember, I said ability because many men act like women. But men, we have the ability, the capacity at least, to put reason before emotion. She does not. Now, this translates into women not necessarily being more emotional per se, but I would like to say more irrational instead. In fact, there was a commenter that brought out that awesome point. Forgive me, I forget your name, or forgot your name. So again, it's not that women are necessarily more emotional, but since she puts emotion before reason and logic, this makes her more irrational, more erratic. She experienced emotions first and leads with the emotion. Women indeed experience emotions from a different place than us men, from a different area of the soul than that of a man. And that area and that place is a place of complete and utter self-centeredness. Her emotions comes from her self-centeredness. It comes from a place of selfishness, her emotions. Her love and her emotions come from, again, a place of self-centeredness, self-worship, selfishness. On the contrary, men have the capacity for real empathy and concern for others. An example of this empathy and concern of others experienced by men, true love, is the building of infrastructure, schools, hospitals, homeless shelters, and the like. Men have the capacity to work and sacrifice for the benefit of others, even down to a man's very life he is willing to give for another. Remember, it is men who fight wars to preserve their culture, their society, and their country. Willingly. Very seldom does a woman have the desire to do such, and would protest being on the front lines, wouldn't she? Again, men build for others, sacrifice for others, whereas the opposite gender demonstrated sacrifice for strangers or even society at large. Can you give me examples of this? And the examples you give, I guarantee you, will be the exception and not the rule, and it will be extremely rare to see such a thing. Again, I'm not saying there is no woman that has ever done this. But we're speaking in generalities because we're talking about groups of people. The majority and the majority of women have not known sacrifice. Where are the female heroes? In mass. But in mass, there are plenty of male ones. Men love and experience emotions on a much higher level, a spiritual level, on a more soulful level. And this doesn't necessarily involve being in an emotional and ecstatic state. It's sheer love, sheer emotion, sheer sacrifice. An area of selflessness. Our emotions are to be given to others. We empathize. We care, we sacrifice. Her emotions is to be received by others. She wants the attention. She wants to be sacrificed for. She can only live within the body. Only for one's self. Her tears, her crying and screaming are displays of her emotions, but it doesn't mean she has more of it versus the male. Speaking of emotions. But these outbursts, her tears and her crying, demonstrates now and displays that she is undeveloped. And she is stuck in a complete infantile state of being. As babies cry and scream in order to communicate. Yes, she is still an infant. Undeveloped she is. Not knowing what it is to be a full, mature adult with responsibility and ethics. Nor can she be, or ever will be. And there are, again, very few exceptions to this rule. But her vision of love is one that she wants to be put into position. Again, her vision of love, she wants to be put into position to a degree and in a sense to pursue love, to chase it, to be challenged by it. She doesn't want it to become easy. She doesn't want love to be easy. Again, to be pursued and chased. I'm talking about her emotions. I'm talking about love. She wants to pursue love. She wants to chase love. She wants to be challenged by love. And ultimately, she wants to be conquered by love. Notice that this is the narrative of romance novels and romantic movies. It is always a down then an up. She wants what she sees in the movies. The attractive male pursues her. She's pursued by love. She is chased by love. Something happens. Love turns away. And through the turmoil, she pursues and chases it, therefore being challenged by it. And in the end, love conquers all. Her life within the movie, media, television screen. Programming. The challenge of love, the ups and downs of love, emotions, and relationships. This is why she likes uncertainty, chaos. And what I mean by uncertainty, in fact, I'm going to say she loves uncertainty, unpredictability. And by this, I mean the man who is unavailable. Here's a key pointer and key factor. Women love, desire, and have deep emotions for the man who is unavailable to her. Emotional unavailability. The guy that is very busy. The guy who has a woman in his life. A man's unavailability causes her emotions to stir. In fact, I'd say greatly agitate the emotion. And she is addicted to emotional stirs. And I mean addicted. It is the conjuring of the spirit within, a disruption of the soul and of the mind, chaos and confusion. This is the bait. This is the hook. This is what she is drawn to. She loves the unavailable man. And what this does, her pursuit and openness to the unavailable man, her desire, her longing for him, it pulls out the emotional energy within her. She gets to bask in it. She gets to feel, because there is a drama going on. She loves the unavailable man. Notice, to the female, no man is attractive unless other women are attracted to him. And the more women he has in his sphere of influence, the more it draws other women. Women love married men. Men who have someone. In fact, if you were to do a survey, the deepest love that women have experienced in their lifetimes is when she knowingly and willingly dealt with that man who was unavailable. If she would be so honest to elaborate, which we know oftentimes she will not. She plays that game to hide her true self from you. And oftentimes she doesn't even recognize her true self. But this is where she lives, within the realm of chaos, within the realm of stirred emotions, confusion. And what this does to her, one of the reasons why she's so comfortable living there, why it's so alluring, why it's such a draw into the chaos, into the unavailable man, is that this gives her a chance now to do something that she really loves. Listen. It gives her a chance to do and be in a position that she really, 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 really loves. A role that she really, really loves to play. And this role is the role of the victim. She loves to play that role. She does it well. Listen to the songs. Listen to the romance songs. Whether they're modern or from the past. She's loving the pain of love. She's celebrating the pain of love. She's singing about now the pain of love. She's singing about being a victim of love. A casualty of love. Overtaken and beaten by love. She gets to play the role of the victim. Again, a victim of love. And what is the benefit now of being this victim? It benefits in another thing that she also loves. You see, there's a chain here. Can you connect them? Can you connect the dots? So she loves to have her emotions stirred. There's no better stir than the man who is unavailable to her. Maybe even the man that's mean to her. And this causes her to play the victim role. A role in which she loves playing the victim. And the reason why she loves playing the victim, because the victim now gets a massive amount of attention, which she also loves. In fact, there is no greater concentration of attention than that of a victim. Concentrated, keyed in, special attention. All victims get special attention. Attention that is more invasive. Concern, a concentrated focus on her receiving now, keyword, receiving sympathy from all over, from her friends, her family, social media. Victimhood gives her a buffet of attention, even temporarily, celebrity status. The victim. The victim of a breakup, of a heartbreak. The bit bag man disappointed her. It is often said that women go to the doctor much more than men. Well, I believe the reason is not just because she may be more concerned for her health per se, but I believe the reason why she loves going to the doctor much more than males is because the doctor gives them a form of concentrated attention, because she may be a victim of a possible illness. Now remember back to childhood. Remember when you were a child, if you fell off your bike, if you fell down, if you hurt yourself, remember the concentrated attention that you would get, the care, the concern, the show of love and emotion you would get when you fell off your bike and hurt yourself. From mom, dad, community, everything stops to look at you because you hurt yourself or got hurt. And as children, you feel a comfort with all eyes on you for this very special attention. The world stops. And this is the attention that she gets being the victim. Yes, she's still stuck in the mind state of that of an infant, a child. For she is a child in an adult body. Still a child of mind. And the victim gets special attention. To give her the pain of love is the best a man can give. To give her the pain of love. And no ordinary man can pull this off. I know this because I'm an extraordinary man in that sense. I hate to brag. I try to be humble. I am humble anyway. See, when you show your strength through the female, she will show you her weakness. When you show your dominance, she will show her submission. If you show your indifference to her, she will show you her care. Show her pain, some meanness, some jerkishness, some aloofness, some unsatisfaction in her. And she will show you unfeigned joy and love. This is how you conquer the mind and the soul of the female. However, this spell that you cast is only a temporary one until the next wizard comes along and casts his spell. You want the body, I want the soul. I aim to be her soul controller. I am her soul controller. At least till the next man arrives. Most men cannot make her or have her to experience something that she wants to experience. She wants to experience rejection. She wants to be made to feel insecure. But in the same vein, she then wants to be able to feel wanted and secure. This is how the mind of the female works when it comes to the issues of the heart. You have to give her security and insecurity. You have to give her love and indifference. You have to give both. Too much of one or the other is detrimental to the relationship. I know it sounds taxing. I know it's a lot of energy involved in this. But she must receive this type of emotional content to feel alive. She needs this. She depends on this. It is her reason for being. She has to have it. Her appetite for this is insatiable. She has to experience this. And if she doesn't, she is most unhappy. Although the psyche of the female is of such confusion and chaos that even this won't satisfy her for long. Because she seeks new experiences, a new wave and wind of emotion, right? A constant wave of emotion to ride. Constant stimulation of the mind and heart in the realm of the emotion. She is an emotional junkie. She is an emotional hype. She is addicted to the emotional. That is her addiction to emotions, to attention, to victimhood. All of these elements. She has to experience this from you in order to attach to you. You have to show her some difficulty. Love cannot be easy. Because what is easy will eventually be taken for granted. This is female nature. Are you easy? Do you just pour on the emotions, the love to her? Do you just flood her with attention? This is what simps do. This is why simps are only to be used after she is used up. They are one-dimensional. The black woman is a god. The worship of her, they only get one dimension. She needs both. And only when she is overdrawn in her emotional bank will she settle for the simp. But will eventually leave and step out on the simp for another roller coaster ride of emotions that the so-called alpha or the thug can give. That's why it's pull and push, push and pull, distance and presence, joy and pain, breakup and the makeup. Tumultuous, chaotic. This is what she needs in a relationship, especially the succubi. The succubi who has to have emotional drama, chaos, and turmoil. To her, this is living. This is what it means to be alive. Living and being alive means to feel. For a man, living is to create. For a man, living is to think, to reason, to learn, to figure things out. But for her, she has to feel life. So as a man, you must make her feel the relationship. She has to know that you are there. When Mary J. sings about heartbreak, and women love Mary J. When she sings about heartbreak, the female wants to experience that heartbreak. See, the soft, the sweet, the tender, the safe, the reliable, the intelligent, the disciplined male is way too predictable to give her emotional swings and stirs. But the thug, because he is feminized, can involve himself in the drama that is modern relationships. She can love a guy, but only through her emotions. Only through emotions that are constantly changing, only through emotions that are temporal, only emotions that are fleeing. And she cannot love a guy. She cannot love a guy that she knows for a fact. She cannot love a guy that she knows for a fact that he would not leave her. Isn't that amazing? It has to be uncertainty there for her to have love, to experience those emotions, for her to be attached in any way. Because for her, gain is only possible through loss and only loss through gain. So if you are the never will leave you type of guy, well then, Bubba, she will definitely leave you. You will be left because she needs the pain of love. These are my thoughts. Black Ram 313 for Ip Moore. I'm out.